So I see that most of my comments are coming from the heavyweight division, which is good because, not a lot of people like to talk about the heavyweight division in boxing. A lot of people believe it's dead or whatever. And you know what? I don't know really what to think about it altogether. Like I said in some other videos, there's really good fighters. If you can't just look at boxing or the heavyweight division and say it's garbage, because right now the argument is that since these people, the Klitschko brothers, are so much bigger than people of the past, they're 6'7" apiece and 240 pounds. Their amateur background is really good. People underestimate these heavyweight champions. They, like Emmanuel Stewart says, they come to the gym in shape. They come already ready. So when they start doing other exercises, they actually gain weight. So they always come in excellent shape. And that's why they dominate their fights. They're not really flashy fighters, and they don't have the rhythm. They don't have Vladimir specifically doesn't have the courage that a lot of people want out of the heavyweight division, and that's why they get criticized. But I like watching it, and it's a good division to watch if you're a boxing fan. I mean, there's people there. If you've been watching it over the past 5 or 6 years, you know that it's faded severely, but the few fighters we do get excited for. And Cristobal Arreola was a really good fight. I think a lot of people were, a lot of people had a lot of hope in him, and they lost it when he lost to Vitaly Klitschko. And it's not that he just lost to Vitaly Klitschko. He got beat down by Vitaly Klitschko. And I'm not hating on Cristobal Arreola. I really like him, and I spent time in California. I like that he's from SoCal. So it's hard to see him lose against him. And then his return fight, he was supposed to fight against Tomasz Adamek, and they fought. And Adamek is a lightweight coming up, and so is Cristobal Arreola. If you should look up his story. I mean, he had a good amateur background. He used to be much slimmer, and he wasn't even a heavyweight in the amateurs, but he has an excellent amateur background. But he fought Tomasz Adamek, who Adamek's story really begins in the mainstream when he fought Chad Dawson at light heavyweight, and he gave Chad Dawson hell. I believe he knocked Chad Dawson down. Chad Dawson, if people don't know who he is you could say undisputed king at 175. B-Hop, to me, he shouldn't fight again. He is a great fighter. He should hang him up. I mean, he beat Roy Jones. That's what he wanted. It was ugly, but he did it. So Chad Dawson is really the man, and Chad Dawson could move down to 168. But he had a war with Tomasz Adamek, and that's how Adamek really got on the stage, at least on my eyes. I know a lot of people have seen Tomasz before. I think he's from Poland. So that was a good fight, and he lost that fight, but he fought really good. So that's why Adamek got a lot of recognition. Anyways, so he comes up after losing from Dawson. He gains weight. He goes to heavyweight division. No one believes that he can contend. He beats someone. He goes 12 rounds. I'm not sure. Pretty good competition, not like championship level competition. And basically, they matched him against Cristobal Arreola in what they call the Ring of Fire. Bob Arum put up together that fight together. I mean, Top Rank, they do what they do. Bob Arum, he's love him or hate him, he's one of the greatest promoters and greatest businessmen to ever live. I mean, Harvard tax lawyer. Come on. But anyways, Ring of Fire, that was supposed to be Cristobal Arreola's redemption, and he didn't win. He got outboxed by someone who's coming up in weight. That was probably his second or third fight at heavyweight. So Cristobal Arreola, it's not, we put too much on in boxing when someone loses. Oh, they're a garbage fighter or whatever. But the thing about, people criticize boxing and that aspect of it, but if they know about boxing, they know that it's not that just a fighter lost. Manny Pacquiao's lost a lot of times, but obviously we still watch him. It's how the person loses. How the person loses. Boxing fans have seen so many fighters with similar styles and similar stories. We know their likelihood of bouncing back. And of course, someone bounced back that we don't expect would bounce back, but that's how it's done. So Cristobal, He's not a legendary fighter, but he's a good fighter. He tried to be the first fighter of Mexican descent to win a world title, but he lost that opportunity against Vitaly. So maybe he'll fight again in the future. But getting off Tomasz Adamek and Chris Yarola, who are kind of the newcomers, not newcomers, but the guys who want the heavyweight throne. The people who have the heavyweight throne are Vitaly Klitschko and Vladimir Klitschko. And Vitaly's getting old, man. I don't know when's the last time he had a fight, but he's getting near 40 if he's not 40. And Vladimir, I'm sure he's fighting someone. You know what? I haven't really looked it up recently, their fights, so. But I'm sure neither of them are fighting David Haye. And David Haye, I think the thing about David Haye is he's not scared. That boy just want to shine for a while and enjoy the heavyweight title. You know, the contract negotiations with David Haye and the Klitschko brothers were ridiculous back in the day. I'm not siding on either David Haye or Vitaly or Vladimir's side. I mean, I think that in the legal field, they call those type of contracts unconscionable. And I don't blame David Haye for getting out of it. And he got a strap now from Valuev. So he made a good decision. I think he made a good decision. And he'll wait. And maybe he'll beat a faded Vitaly Klitschko in the future. And then he'll maybe beat Vladimir. But if they do fight, especially the younger brother, Vladimir, he has a lot of years left on him. I think maybe he's 33, 34, but he's in excellent shape, just like Vitaly. And Vitaly's beating up young people in their 20s when he's nearing 40s, when he's nearing his 40s. So, yeah, Vladimir is gonna reign for a long time. He called David Haye out. He has if you haven't seen the YouTube mixtape, go watch it, man. Go watch it. Vladimir called David Haye out, and David Haye doesn't want him. He doesn't want him. So, whatever. They're fighting in the future, and that's all I really have to say about the heavyweight division. Maybe I'll talk about on another segment past champions and stuff like that. You know, I'm not a historian, but I've seen a lot of fights. I've seen a lot of heavyweight fights, and Evander Holyfield was a great fighter in his heyday, but we'll have another segment on that. For now, just want to make this. Peace out.